people used to tell me that Ukraine and Russia were one, and I found a lot of difference between the two countries' people. I started getting back into depression. The only thing that kept me away from depression was the amazing resilience, bravery. I can't thank Ukrainians enough. I was a clothing exporter, and I had my own factory in Noida, making garments, and I was mainly exporting to Europe, mainly Italy. I have traveled almost 4 times a year for 20 years to Italy, and I used to go by car to buyers and taking my samples.
It was a wonderful life, and I think we were the best of the couple among all our friends, and everyone used to be like you are the best rocking couple.
Me and my wife were traveling to Europe, and we had between us 4 suitcases of 25 kgs each, which were samples, and 12 kgs each for our own clothes. The Brussels station was under renovation, and we were missing our train, and I walked up 29 stairs picking up 2 suitcases of 25 kg each on my both side, and I came down again, then went up picking up balance 2 suitcases. They put me in ICU. By that time, my full right side body was paralyzed, and I also lost my speech.
It was a major downfall of everything. The life, my husband, my kids, we all got just totally shattered. In JP, doctors have declared that you are gone, 72 hours you have, so you can see what you want.
18 days I was in Clash, then they sent me home and they told you that He
will never stand from bed. He will be like this because you couldn't move on your own at all.
My wife only took care of me, and she did not keep anybody, no help. She bathed me, she did everything on her own.
So I used to pray every day. Even my kids used to pray that we need him back. Because I used to say, I used to pray to God, I need him back. I don't know why you want to take him away.
Then I started going into depression. I was so much into depression that I was scared to go on the balcony lest I jump. Because in my mind, I was comparing myself with my older self. My doctor told me to shut off any kind of business which is stress. Running a factory in India is only stress.
And Ukraine had a program by investing $100,000, you could get a permanent residency.
So you were thinking, I mean, you had this in your mind that you have to get a residency of Ukraine.
Yeah. So it will, actually I wanted to have a system where I can travel up and down between countries trading. So I wanted to be trading between international, between Italy, France, India. So I wanted to have the base in Ukraine.
People used to tell me that Ukraine and Russia were one, and I found a lot of difference between the two countries' people. Russians are totally angry people. You won't find a taxi driver in Russia who's smiling. So they are always like this, and they are ready to fight. And in Ukraine, every taxi driver I met was so nice to me. I found that the Ukrainian society was a multicultural society. They were more acceptable towards the foreigners, and it is more like India.
Something went into his mind, and Ukraine was his, like a family, like of my home. I have to be there. And you know, after he survived, he recovered, and he said, I am going to Ukraine. I was like, why are you going to Ukraine? I want to go. I love Ukraine. I want to.
The war started, and then I felt that my destiny has given me again a second stroke, and I thought God has taken my chance away, because now nothing will happen till the war ends. But I started getting back into depression. The only thing that kept me away from depression was the amazing resilience, bravery. I can't thank Ukrainian enough, because what I'm going through is compared to nothing what they are going through.
Maybe after the stroke, something happened, you know, and he got connected to Ukraine and the people there, what they were suffering.
I used to go to Ukrainian embassy. They had been lighting candles, and I used to travel 1 hour 30 minutes to light candles and come back every day. So that I did for 6 months. And once I reach Kyiv, the first thing I will do is go and donate blood. My blood group is the rarest, second rarest in the world. Only 2% people have it. It is B negative, and I think it will be basically will be my homage to the Ukrainians.
Пасажири, будьте уважні та обережні. Не стійте біля краю платформи.
Він зняв з цього недостатньо. Зовсім, а залишав.
It is a commitment to justice, freedom, and the fundamental human rights to every individual, that every individual deserves this human rights, which started with freedom, justice, and its right to live in a country that has a full sovereignty and doesn't have any kind of occupation and invasion and interfering from the outsiders.
So I never expected this to be in such distinguished people who are professors, who are academicians, who are specialists in their own field. I'm just a businessman. Ukraine will be short of construction workers. India is the biggest country which has the largest population, and we intend to help Ukraine reconstruct. Secondly, we can give engineers, IT engineers, because that is one other sector which we are very advanced.
Дозвольте вам представити
Indo-Ukraine Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Армін Дер. Він очолює Українсько-індійську торгову палату.
This is my card. Thank you. And I'm so privileged and honored to be here, and it was a privilege to meet him personally.
We are very disappointed that India not only didn't join the sanctions against the Russian Federation, but on the contrary has increased the import of Russian oil 19 times.
Yeah, I know all the figures.
Я знаю всі ці цифри.
Но в Индии, я знаю, очень много демократически настроенных и симпатизирующих нашей стране людей довольно много. Я надеюсь, что они будут больше активизированы.
You know this song?
Yeah, I know the national anthem of Ukraine.
Oh.
I am trying to learn the words. I know the music, but I am trying to learn the words. So many lives lost just for one man's pride and liberty.
He wasn't a professional soldier. He studied tourism in Lviv and he decided to defend his country without any practical knowledge, without experience.
Really an optimistic tone. We've heard from President Zelensky saying the fact that more than 90 countries were gathered here is a show of support for Ukraine, a show of solidarity for Ukraine, and it is the highest level gathering of this type. It's a first of its kind summit.
It might not lead right now to peace, but ultimately this will lead to peace. It is the first step. India, I know, because India basically understands Ukraine's stand as a human view, but they cannot openly go against Russia because India has a lot at stake with Russia.
Obviously.
They are doing a fine walk between their relationship with Russia and their relationship with West. So that is political fine walk.
इधर से तू जाएगी ना?
See?
Too fast for your own good. That was too fast.
मैं नहीं करता.
So you can just sit and eat.
AC चला नहीं है?
ये नहीं उसमें क्या उसका
इसी की वजह से एमसीडी की रेट बढ़ा है।
So Dad, I was thinking earlier, but I haven't had the chance to talk to you about it. Whatever profits we make, we could probably donate 3% of the profits to any charities that are doing well for Ukraine. And if yes, then what are the charities that you would recommend us to do, like donate?
I think a respectable amount is 5% of the profit. My favorite charity is Olena Zelenska Foundation. That is one foundation which actually is doing a lot for the people who are so traumatized, lost their limbs.
And I guess, yeah, 5% does seem like a lot more respectable. And we can't go wrong with the President's Wives Foundation, for sure. Should we keep depositing it in IUCCI's account monthly or yearly, or hopefully yearly would not be required, the war should end by then, but...
No, but this whole charity would not end if the war ends. It will go on because a trauma or brain trauma will be lifetime for them.
Yeah, I think that's more important. Considering we've all seen how the recovery process is.
It is not only the patient, it is the caretaker and the family that is more hit with the change in the personality.
A new documentary each week on 52 Documentary. VOA Plus. Scan the QR code and watch it on your phone or smart TV.